I don't like the way Savannah look at LeBron. I like the way them white women look at LeBron. I love LeBron, and I hate that for him, bro. I hate that he got to go through that.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Rivah, and I'm back again with another video. So if you are unaware at all, rapper Kevin Gates actually ended up calling out Savannah James, LeBron James' wife, in a recent live stream that he did. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the entire situation. I'm going to go ahead and press play, pause play, and give you guys my thoughts, my feelings, my opinions on this entire situation.
This how the conversation came up. We were just looking at like couples and people in the league, and we was talking about how LeBron do the little handshake with Savannah.
Right.
And then I was like, maybe I noticed that people don't notice. But I'm like, they was like talking about, what if you had LeBron money? I'm like, man, he one of the greatest players to ever play the game.
Right.
But I wouldn't want to trade places with him. And they was like, why not? Why you wouldn't want to play? I say, because I don't like the way Savannah look at LeBron.
Okay, so before we continue, this one little snippet, we're going to play the whole conversation, but this little snippet is what has the internet in an uproar, right? Because it's like no Savannah backlash, negative commentary, slander will ever be tolerated, because she is the one that we look at and say, we are so proud of you. Okay, we haven't seen her humiliating this man. We don't see her dressing a certain way. We don't see her out here in the streets trying to live a city girl lifestyle. We don't see it. Okay, what we see is a wife, a mother, and somebody who exudes class and elegance. And so immediately, regardless of what he was saying, everybody was completely turned off by this comment.
I like the way them white women look at LeBron. Like when soon as he walk out there, they just be like, oh. They be out. But it's like I noticed when he go do the handshake with the main player on his team, which is that, it's like, you act like I'm bothering you. Like,
Right.
I'm the greatest player in the world. One of them. Like top 5, top 10, I'm one of them.
Okay, so what he's saying here is that he notices that when LeBron James is around fans, okay, fans that come to his games, specifically he's talking about some white women. I don't know if it's because of certain videos that have been going around on social media, but he's noticed that everybody, all of these other women are looking at him in a certain admiration. I actually ended up seeing this video, so I figured maybe he's talking about something along the lines of this. Right. And so we can see that these women are like, gushing over him, showing him a lot of love and admiration. And, there has been a couple of times in the media where LeBron James has been there with Savannah, and she has, he's gone to do the handshake that he normally does with her. And she kind of, is kind of like not really about it, kind of hesitant to even do it. Or times that people have, caught her having maybe an off day or a nasty attitude towards him. And so he's saying that based on that, he would not want to, quote unquote, switch places with him, because his woman, his wife, his queen does not show him, a certain amount of admiration that other women out there are actually showing him. Right? So it's like the equivalent of a boss being a CEO of a company, and every woman who works at the company is showing this man love and admiration. When he goes home, he's dealing with a woman who treats him however. And so Kevin Gates was basically alluding to that.
And I'm in the playoffs, and you act like the warden of the jail. Like you came here to police me. Like you ain't, like, you not out like these white women this out about me in here. Like, so, like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, bro. Because when I've been around that dude just, his spirit so loving and giving, it hurt me. It hurt me to see that. Like, you done eject away from my partner, man. Don't do that, man. You dive on the floor behind that man. Dive on the floor behind him. But, like, I know a lot of people gonna hate what I just said, but I'm gonna be honest, like, if everybody like me, then I'm so we can do whatever you want to do about it. I'm about everything I say. So I love LeBron and I hate that for him, bro. I hate that he got to go through that.
So I do think that what he's saying, I don't think that he was just saying this just to say it. I think that this is generally how he feels, right? A lot of people may not agree with it, don't like it, whatever, but I generally do think that this is how he feels. The problem is that, when there's a lot of people in the space, a lot of women in the space that have embarrassed their husbands, right? Like completely embarrassed them. Obviously we know that Steph Curry's wife, Aisha Curry, she went out and talked about she don't have no men looking at her and she wished that she did.
Like the past 10 years, like I don't have any of that. Like I have zero, this sounds weird, but like male attention. Because I don't want it, but it'd be nice to know that like someone's looking.
That was completely embarrassing towards him. We have other women who go out and try to, cling to the streets. There is a certain admiration that a lot of people have for Savannah James. So from what I'm taking of what he says, and I love Savannah, okay? I love the way that she portrays herself. I don't know her personally. If she come out and say something crazy tomorrow, I'm going to talk about it. But I like the way that she carries herself, and I think that, again, she exudes a certain amount of class and elegance, and she looks like a woman that could be a positive role model to, younger girls based off of, again, just the way that she carries herself, being in the seat that she's in with her husband. And, but what Kevin Gates is saying is along the lines of, there should not be a space where other people can tell that there's any kind of disdain that you are having, in your relationship with your husband, right? There should never be a chance for people to even pick out certain situations, regardless of what it is, keep it behind closed doors so nobody could even allude to the fact that you even possibly have a lack of respect for him. Now, I just feel like nobody's perfect. Okay, I feel like, yes, there have been a couple, things that have circulated where it has showed that she's not happy, but that's the reality of a relationship. Everything's not going to be perfect and peachy keen all the time. Have we ever seen her verbally disrespect him? Have we ever seen her put her finger in her face? No, we haven't. We've seen her maybe have a little bit of a dismissive demeanor here and there, or, not be as, giddy. But I think that majority of what we see is her being supportive. Majority of what we see is her with a smile on her face and showing a loving nature towards her husband. That is what we see the majority of the time.
As a man, I hate that he got to go through that, bro. In the playoffs. Playoffs. Your main player act like it just, you have a look on your face like, I could be doing more. Like, what more? Like, I loved you for you. Like, when I met you, you look like Lamar Odom. Like, babe, don't laugh at that. I'm not trying to be funny, babe. Ain't nobody gonna with you about that, you heard me? You can laugh if you want to. You gotta walk out the room.
Now, who he's calling babe and who he's talking to is, of course, Brittany Renner. Okay, Brittany Renner is also on the show Basketball Wives, so she is directly connected to a lot of people who have connection to Savannah James. So she, even though she's giggling, did not want to be a part of the conversation of him laughing about this because it can jeopardize what she has going on, right? And so he's like, kind of like, well, ain't nobody gonna mess with you. I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm here to protect you. And ironically, as much as, Kevin Gates has so much to say about the likes of a Savannah James, we can talk about Brittany Renner, the woman who he is owning up. Okay, the woman who Deion Sanders was warning other younger men to avoid when they get into a certain level of experience. Okay, within their careers.
Because we got to kind of show these guys the other side,
Right.
of game, and that's why you gracefully blessed us with your presence, so they could understand from your point of view how this game is played.
Brittany Renner, who has been on, different shows, platforms, conversations, owning who she is, and has just now made a come around. There is more provocative pictures on the internet from Brittany Renner than there will ever be of a Savannah James.
There was a video that I did in my car where I was talking about how I had sex with, was it 3 men in a day?
Yes.
And then I ended up getting a yeast infection.
Yes.
I came out pretty unscathed for just a yeast infection.
So in one regard, while you are criticizing or talking about the likes of this woman based off of just the way that she looks at him or appears to have looked at him in certain times, a lot of people can talk about the fact that Kevin Gates is actively playing stepdaddy. Okay? I'm just gonna keep it real. No shade at all. I'm just being really honest.
I wake you up.
And so, of course, we know that LeBron obviously got wind of this conversation, as did Savannah James. And this was LeBron's response. He posted a picture of, Savannah smiling at him. And he captioned it, "Kings don't concern themselves with the opinions of peasants. Where to next, queen? Let's get it." And of course, she posted this on her story.
Child. Anyway, so what? Child. Anyway, so what?
We don't need to talk about this. Okay. Anyway, moving on. And I don't blame her for that. Now, obviously, because they responded, Kevin Gates actually ended up also responding to what they had to say.
Ain't gotta say no name, say no name. How y'all doing? You heard me? I'm on my way to have coffee. Coffee spelled backwards is Eve. And before we've had our coffee, we don't give Eve about anything. But I just want to say one thing. The truth hurts, but it heals. And Braun, I love you because you my. And I already know she was. You just gonna let him talk. Man, you had to put behind closed doors. You good game. But anyway, look. Long as you being celebrated, I don't care who don't like me. Long as you being celebrated, that's all I care about. Because you my and I love you. So I don't care if I got to fall out with somebody I love to get the results. We're going to get the results.
So basically he's saying, that he had the conversation. He said what he said. He stands on it. And, as long as he's getting the love and admiration that he deserves as a person, then cool, right? Mission accomplished, right? It's not that he's, trying to create this animosity between the two of them. He just stated how he feels, his opinion, and he's just moving forward. Now, this is the thing. I think that there's two things that can be true at the same time. I think that what Kevin Gates was saying can have merit to the fact that there are men who maybe have finances, maybe have funds, maybe are in certain places that are deemed as like the number one guy or the boss or whatever, that are in relationships with women who do not respect them. Right? Or who talk down to them, or who look at them a certain way, or who, have absolutely no admiration for them. And then you have other men who are in different spaces who, whenever they are in a relationship with a woman, that woman admires him to the utmost. Right? So I agree 100% on what he's saying. I agree on the picture that he was trying to paint. But again, I think that it's going to fall on deaf ears when, number one, we're looking at who you're with. Okay, even though you're talking about a certain level of admiration, we're still looking at the person that you are in a space with and what we've seen from that person from their past. And then we're looking at this situation where we've only seen this person be or show, certain types of positivity, regardless of if they've had certain situations happen or what have you. Okay, I'd like to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your opinions and your thoughts on this entire situation. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.